Yo, good people. Yeah. Let me greet you again. It's lunchtime, and in this lunchtime, I just want us to have just a small conversation about a few things, all right, that relates to finance, that relates to money, that relates to how do you go about achieving financial freedom. All right, but there are a few things that I just want to actually mention today. All right, just few things that will be very interesting that some of you may actually like and be interested to learn. All right, so there's something that is actually important for us to understand. You know, we go to school to study, to challenge our thinking, to challenge our mindset, and so forth. All right. So we actually go there to improve our emotional intelligence. I hope you understand. To improve our IQ and so forth. So that is very much important and good. But there is a missing link in our education system, a very important missing link that we actually need to bridge the gap. All right. The first thing that I will mention is the education that pertains to wealthy. All right. I just hope that if ever there was a way that the education system can integrate wealth creation, I think every educated person will be empowered, because right now we have a big number of educated people who are broke, professors that are poor and broke, that can't even manage money. I'm talking about economics lecturers who are heavily in debt. All right, I'm talking about even financial advisors who are broke. There's a lot of them out there. I understand. So that's one of those few things that you need to understand. But in order to bridge the gap, today I want to give you a certain education or an idea that will help you bridge the gap between you as a professional and you as a wealthy or a rich person. All right. So in South Africa, to be amongst the rich, you just need a portfolio of assets that is just above 350,000. Then you are just amongst the rich. That's one of those few things that you need to understand. But what I will encourage today is reading and studying books as a form of bridging the gap, because there's nothing you will learn about creating wealth through property from university or college. Nothing you learn about that. There will be nothing you learn about having a successful investment portfolio from tertiary. Okay, that's all good and fine, but even if the tertiary part is not giving you that, you must make it your duty to bridge the gap. So there are 10, 12 books that if you can read them in 1 year, one book per month, there's a whole lot of things that you can actually achieve. I've read this book a couple of times and they've helped me to become successful. And I want to encourage everyone. When I say everyone, even those people who undermine themselves because they haven't advanced that far in terms of educational level. You know, I'm very much educated. Each and every 2 years, I achieve a certain level of education. All right. So I'm completing my other degree again this year. I'm starting another one next year. So I just studied to challenge myself. It's funny to do, not to be employed somewhere. For more than 15 years, I've been not working. All right. I'm not working. Money works for me, and I've got a team working. I call them my business partners. But the first book that I will encourage you to read, if ever you want to change your mindset paradigm when it comes to money, is actually the 1 minute millionaire. All right. 1 minute millionaire. It's actually a big book, ne? 1 minute millionaire will actually teach you how to become a millionaire in 1 minute. All right. So it takes 1 minute idea. It can take many years to accomplish it, but Ideas are like birds flying. All right, ideas are like everyone. It's like a message that is sent by God to every human being, and there are people who were given multi-million rand ideas, but they didn't act. All right, and they forgot about it. So if you have one idea that you feel excited about, write it down immediately. Even if you are thinking about it while asleep, wake up and write it down, because if ever you wait for the morning, you might not remember what is it that God was actually telling you to do. I'm telling you the honest truth, guys. If ever something cross your mind, write it down that moment. That 1 minute can actually change your life. How many of you had ideas and they never did anything about it, and now you are seeing someone doing it exactly the way you once actually envisioned? All right, so that's one of those few things that you actually need to understand. It takes 1 minute to birth a multi-million idea. You understand? I'm talking to someone who already has a certain idea, maybe pertaining to land, pertaining to agriculture, pertaining to the problems we are facing as a country. That 1 minute idea can actually make you what? A millionaire. So that's one of those books that I will actually encourage you. I will give you 12 books to challenge you to read them every month. You do not have to wait for January. The beautiful thing is that you can even download these books for free from online. So 1 Minute Millionaire is by Mark Victor Hansen and Robert G. Allen. So that's one of the beautiful books I'm encouraging you to actually study. So you can even download it for free. All right. So good people, I'm encouraging you to read. Good people, read, because you are already a reader. You read WhatsApp status, you read gossip from Twitter, you read every junk thing. All right. So that is why even when you are thinking, you wonder why I'm always thinking useless things, because you read useless things. Because reading influences your thinking. And if you find yourself, every time you are just frustrated, you are depressed, it's because you are reading depressing content. Change the pages you read, your life will change. Because what you put through your eyes and your mind will actually determine the color of your life. So if ever you put dull and black and negative stuff, that will be the results you get in life. So that's one of those few things you need to understand. The second book that I will actually recommend, it's by Thomas J. Stanley, a PhD holder, The Millionaire Mind. All right, The Millionaire Mind. This guy interviewed a number of millionaires who will actually tell you that it all starts in the mind. I'm one millionaire that was not interviewed in this book. Obviously, he's from Orkant. But anyway, The Millionaire Mind, all right, is another one. Is the second one that I actually recommend you check out. I'm telling you, it will revolutionize your way of thinking. All right, so that's another book that I will actually encourage you to check out. If you can read WhatsApp status, if you can read Facebook status, if you can read every nonsense that you read, then that means you are a good reader. It's just that you read the poverty stories. That is why poverty will be your share. But anyway, that's what I encourage. That sometimes I encourage you guys to read. All right. The third one that I will actually cracking the millionaire code. All right, cracking the millionaire code. What the rich people know that you do not know. Okay, so that this book has got all that information. Cracking the millionaire code. What the rich people know that you do not know. Okay, so that's a decider and a differentiator, and you need to understand that. All right, here I'm just giving you practical nuggets. Because if you do not do what you read, even the Bible says, be the doers of the word. You do not need to hear. You just need to act. So if ever you read and put actions, and then the results will be beautiful. I'm telling you, you become what you read. And I always emphasize that leaders are readers, guys. Some people can be successful by reading. All right? Not through the degree or through the college qualification through reading stuff, and you bounce ideas, then you can be successful. I'm telling you the honest truth. I'm meaning financial success here. Okay, that's how we bridge the gap, and I'm encouraging you to check that out. Cracking the Millionaire Code. It's another book, a fantastic book. It's also by the same guys, Mark Victor and Robin Allen. That is the second one I am actually encouraging you. That the third one actually. The second one was the Millionaire Mind. Okay, and then the fourth one, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, by this one is Half Egg. Wow, that book I first read that book. I think it was 2010. All right, I always read it now and again. Okay, so I try to read at least 2 books per week, but sometimes I do one. Okay, but this is another beautiful book. This one talks about the blueprint. Okay, so like if you have a poverty blueprint, like you were born in poverty, all you are familiar with is poverty. When you are thinking about the good life, you even feel guilty. All right, you even like knock your head. What are you thinking about? It's like a sin to think about opulency, abundance, increase. It's like you are sinful if you are thinking about all those things. I think even organized religion has an influence on that one, but that's another topic for another day. But a blueprint or a temperature, all right, you know that if ever you get into your office and it's too hot, you actually switch on the aircon to bring the temperature into a normal situation. So that's the same thing with the blueprint. If ever your core believe that money is the root of evil, then you won't have money because you do not want to associate yourself with anything evil. So that is your blueprint. If you think that too much money will corrupt you, that will be your blueprint. But someone who thinks that if I have money, I can help many people and I can solve many problems, and then that is also your blueprint. So the Secret of a Millionaire Mind talks about the financial temperature that you are able to absorb. So this is another beautiful book that I will also recommend that you check out all the time. But practice what you read. What you read is a principle, because the beautiful things about principle is that they work for anyone. They can work for, irrespective of your belief. If you believe you can make it, you will just make it. Principles work even for criminals. You know, criminals, when they are determined that we'll do this fast and we plan properly, because planning is a principle. And then this is how we are actually going to intimidate the security. And this is how the time. Timing is also part of what? Of the principle. So if they apply that, they actually successful. They're successful heist. So those are the principles that you need to understand, that they will always work, but you must put them into practice. You need to take that risk. And the fifth one is a Millionaire Messenger. All right, it's a small book, this one, a Millionaire Messenger, making a difference and a fortune, sharing your advice. Okay, so if you are driven by a purpose of helping other people, the more you help people, the more you prosper. All right, help cannot be in monetary value only. You can help people through information. You can help people through empowering them, and you can help people through your story. You've been through a lot. All right. Do you know that your problems can actually help you to be successful? You can write a story about your divorce. You can write a story about the best thing that happened or the worst thing that happened in your life. You can even tell the story. All right. So I'm being paid. I get invitation as a business person. I don't call myself a speaker. I'm more practical than just speaking. I own 6 successful businesses. So sometimes I get invited in business seminars just to come and speak. And people, they will pay me for that. My story from failing, from rising and falling, it always help other people to progress. All right. So your millionaire, your message, you've got each and everyone has a millionaire message that they have. So you are one of those millionaire messenger that can actually make money through that. Okay, your story. You need to understand your financial story, and your story can actually change your life for good. So the Millionaire Messenger is one of those books that can actually help you and assist you one way or the other. All right, and then the next one by Keith Cameron Smith is a top 10 habits of millionaires. All right, top 10 habits of millionaires. So that's one of those few things that you actually need to understand. I remember I was flying to Cape Town when I first read this book. It took me 2 hours to finish it because I think it's a 100-page book. So a few of those habits you need to understand is that the millionaires think long term. Millionaires think long term. Millionaires, they do not gossip. They talk about ideas. Millionaires embrace change. Millionaires take risks. Millionaires continually learn and grow. Millionaires work for profits. Millionaires believe that they must be generous and givers. Millionaires have multiple streams of income. Millionaires focus on increasing their net worth. So that's one of those beautiful things. You know, just like a 2-hour flight, you read a beautiful book, you finish, you close that deal, you are more matured and better than all those people. All right, so that's one of those few things you need to understand. And then another one that I will also recommend is the Automatic Millionaire. Automatic Millionaire by Davis Bunch. So how you can automate your investment, like you know that every month maybe I have 100 rand that goes to shares, another 100 rand that goes to unit trust, another 100 rand that goes to exchange traded funds. So it's just automatic, all right? So it's something that you do and you understand that the smaller investment that I'm making now, they will always compound and give me better increase in the near future. I always say that the money you invest today, money you save today will be the money that saves you tomorrow. So when you invest today, that means you are sending your money to your future. It waits for you, it compounds and grow another family of profits and dividends for you. So that's another family that you are creating. So that when you are turning 60, there is money that is compounded and waiting for you through automatic investing, through those, what we call them, stop orders and so forth. All right, I'm making an example for an individual who spend like a 60 rand buying airtime every year. You are spending 60 rand buying airtime every year, Wanky. Just imagine that is 21,000 a year. All right, that is 21,000 a year. But you just buy data for 60 rand just to dance for TikTok and do all those funny things that are not paying you a cent. So that's one of those few things you must think about before you dance. You cannot be broke and you are busy dancing. Go and read. All right. Stop this dancing for poverty. No, go and read something that will actually empower you, change your thinking, and drive out this poverty way of thinking. When you are feeling it about the most important thing. And another one that pertains investing, the Millionaire portfolio. How you can create your own portfolio, buying shares, invest. For now, you can do all those things using what? Using your smartphone. The beautiful thing that you need now is what we call a smartphone. All right, then you can be able to create your own portfolio and manage your money. There's no one who can manage your money better than you. All right, so the Millionaire portfolio, your guide to making money on the stock market, it's another beautiful one. So please check this out. I also recommend. All right, I'm encouraging you people to read. I read a lot, and the reading changed my life. All right, the reading changed my life. The things that I haven't learned from school, I've learned from the books. All right, so through these pages, there's a whole lot that we can learn and absorb. Brian Tracy, 21 Success Secrets of a Self-Made Millionaires. That's another beautiful book. Please do check it out. It's another beautiful book. How to achieve financial independence faster and easier than you ever thought possible. So that's one of those few things that you need to understand. It's a small book. Let me check how many pages is this book. I think it's it's 70 pages. So you can finish it in like 1.5 hours and be empowered. Life-changing ways of thinking and doing. All right, but the most important thing, you can read the book, you can read every other thing. If you do not put actions towards what you've learned, then nothing will change. Another one by Brian Tracy, the million dollar habits, proven power practices to double and triple your income. So $1 Million Habits by Brian Tracy. It's another beautiful book that you may check. Remember, you can even download these books, man. You can download these books. I'm not saying download them for free, but you can download them whatever way you can download them. and have PDFs. And if you have a PDF, you are putting it in your phone. You can do audiobooks available for free on Google and so forth. Good. Stop watching pornography, man. Empower yourself is something that can actually change your thinking and make you mashankuras one way or the other. All right. So that's another beautiful one. That's another. So now this is the 10th book. I'm giving you 12 books that you can read in 1 year and change your life for good. All right, so this one, it's another one, Millionaire Dollar Habits by Brian Tracy. It's a beautiful book. All these books are written by millionaires, by the way. And then another one that is beautiful, I like it a lot, The Millionaire Dropout. All right, so now I'm talking to people who undermine themselves because they didn't finish tertiary, they didn't finish school, and they don't have matric, and then you undermine yourself. And broke people will always tell you that you do not have this qualification or that. Sometimes we are not all gifted intellectually. Other people are gifted in different ways. They are gifted in talents. They are gifted in singing. They are gifted in doing practical handwork one way or the other. That is their calling and gifting. That is their talents and skills. All right. Sometimes we cannot judge a fish by how it can climb a tree. All right. You cannot judge an elephant by how it can compete with a fish in terms of swimming. So that's one of those few things that you need to understand. I'm very educated. I love education. I always consume education. I'm studying. I'm moving towards the level of PhD in the next 4 years because I just like it. All right. I'm rich. I'm sorted. I own properties. I buy everything cash the way I want. And I have employees that are actually making me even more successful. But this is what you need to understand. You do not have say, I'm a dropout, then it's over for me. No. You need to read this book. This is a compilation of successful dropouts. I'm not encouraging anyone to drop out, but you can be successful as a dropout. You can have a beautiful, successful family, but not finishing matric, not finishing tertiary doesn't necessarily mean your life is over. Don't believe that lie. You can still make it, but you need to get the right principle, learn the right principles, and then you will be fine. You can fire your boss and do what you love and reclaim your life. So it also encourages those people who actually always have an idea of starting something, but they have a fear of failure. They fear that if ever one day I start to stand on my own and do my own thing, I might not be successful. So I'd rather stay in the security of my job. No, this is one of the books that will actually give you principles and steps that will actually help you win and so forth. But this is one of the few things I need to emphasize is that when you are to start a business, when you are to start a business, you actually need to, you can start it while you are working. I started my business while I was still employed under the government. That was 2006. But I resigned around 2009 to be full-time because now my vehicle was already moving. All right, I didn't want to resign and then start. I started it as a side hustle. So that's one of the few things you can also do, and that's what the book encourages. Whether you see yourself as a dropout or whatsoever, you can still make it. All right, so the ground is level. We have successful graduates who are not yet employed. So the ground is level. But you can read one book that can change your life for good, and then you start to fly. All right. Obviously, reading books like this is still education, by the way. It's just that it doesn't give you papers like that we collect, but you can get papers like money. So that's another thing that you need to understand. We cannot all be business people as much as we cannot all be academics. But the route to success in South Africa is more like go to primary school, go to high school, go to tertiary, then try to find an employment. Then what if you are not finding it? What if what you have is no longer on demand or relevant? So you need some things that will actually drive you one way or the other. The last one, the 12th one, that I will encourage is the Millionaire Fast Lane. All right, by MJ. Millionaire Fast Lane, crack the code to wealthy and live rich. change for a lifetime. So that's another beautiful book that you need to understand. So the Millionaire Fast Lane is actually teaching about the fast route to wealth creation. And that fast route to wealth creation is business. All right. So if you understand about every other millionaire is a business, they are business owners, and so, or rather, I will say we are business owners and multiple business and so forth. It is so rare to find an employee millionaire admin clerk. It's so rare. It's so rare. Some people are working in the banks. They'll never be millionaires. All right, I'm talking about millionaires. Every book, 12 books about becoming a millionaire that I'm sharing with you. All right, they've actually helped me. All right, I made my first million, that was 2011, and I blow it all because some of excitement and so forth. I have to start all over again after losing everything. So that's one of those few things that you need to understand. People may not understand why I have a passion of actually empowering people about financial prosperity. Is because I understand I've been down like an out. All right, I've been down and out, like sometimes I'll tell my story. But that's one of those few things I always encourage people to check and so forth. From there, I said I want to start all over again so that I can win. One more time. That's one of those few things I always encourage, the Millionaire Fast Lane. All right, so it's about business. The only way you can actually become a millionaire faster, it's a business. If you know that I need this raw material, and in Durban there are like close to 4 million people, at least I need 10% of those numbers to be my clients. Then you must make sure that everyone in Durban knows about you. Everyone, whether in Joburg or Eastern Cape or wherever, they know what you do. All right. You cannot tell me that you have 50,000 followers on TikTok, but they do not know what you do, what value you can add to them. You are just dancing. No, that's actually useless. So that's one of those few things that you actually need to understand. If you can be able to do that, that will be beautiful. And then lastly, all right, currently I'm reading Money Loves Speed by Dr. Joe Vital. Money Loves Speed. It's a beautiful book, I like. All right, so while reading this book, and I'm almost done because I started reading it, I think, last week. All right, so that's one of the few nuggets I want to give you. From the beginning of 3rd of October, we are running a one profit strategy program where we teach people how you can at least make 1% every day, 1% of your capital participating in financial markets. We are professional in that game, and we'll actually be empowering you, making sure that you understand the strategies we use and so forth. All right. So that program is offered by South African Financial Education Academy, and it's an accredited institution, but we invite you to attend that challenge starting on the 3rd of October. It's a 1% profit strategy. If ever your capital is 5,000, every day your target is just to make 1% of that 5,000. If your capital is 1,000 rand, you focus on making 1% of that 1,000. So this is how you actually gonna do it. If you listen to the news, before the end of the news, they will tell you that the JSE Top 40 is down by 1%. When it's down by 1%, do you know that 1% can be the profit to you? Because in financial market, you are able to benefit whether the markets are going up or down. When they say the JSE or the all share index is up by 3%, that means you can be able to make 3% of your capital. But let's target 1%. All right. I'm talking these matters because there are people who are actually broke right now. They need multiple streams of income. So simply because the program will be physical and online, so anyone can be part of it. Okay. So if ever you are part of that, you understand that's what I actually encourage a lot, a whole lot. So if you understand that, then that will be beautiful. So I very much encourage you that the readers are leaders. And someone will say, how do we actually contact you? My contact on the, if you check the heading of this, and then you will find my contact there. Other than that, thank you so much for joining us, and then we'll actually be engaging you. If you have any other questions or the list of these books, I'll actually list it on the comment section. Please, if you are part and you are watching this, can you please click a share button? Take all your friends who are broke, all right? All the friends that you know, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your children, though, everyone that is broke, please take them on this pod so that they can find something to actually read and then sort themselves out. Other than that, this is Simon Somjali. Thank you so much for joining me in this lunchtime. Can you please go back to work and be busy and be productive? God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.